There are these moments in life where your mojo or your inspiration likes to play hide and seek. And just like anybody else, I hate that. I feel like I want to create and I just can't. I can sit at my table for hours and just nothing will come up. Well, that is when it's time to outsmart your mojo. Hello, lovely butterflies. Welcome back to my channel where it's all about connecting you with your creative enthusiasm. You asked me, and I'm here to apply today how I deal with the fact that our mojo likes to play hide and seek. There are these moments in life, and I have like these two that always come up when I think of those kind of times. It's when my mom passed away, the first one. The second one is when I got my divorce, where I felt like I needed to create and there would just not be anything that would come out. Well, that's how it felt. I would sit watching Pinterest hours at an end and nothing would, well, I would feel inspired, but when I would sit at my table, mojo wasn't there. And yes, I like to call it my mojo because we have these end-long conversations together where I talk to it, where I summon it, and maybe I shouldn't be saying it that way because it makes me sound crazy, but that's how I work. So Mojo and we came to an understanding because creativity being at the core of my business, I had to come up with ways to cope with it and to deal with it. And that's how I do it. The first thing I like to do is to identify the source of the trouble. What is making my mojo want to run away? For a long time, I wanted my art journal to be a positive place, to journal only about positive things and to leave all these nasty things out of there. But, and that is thanks to my mom, I discovered that journaling about these very negative things and putting them in your journal can help your mojo come back and stay with you. And I have to say that some of those spreads, they're not the prettiest one. It's not that I like them because of the art that's in there, but I love them because of the emotion that I got to put in there. And they're really, really, really dear to me. So our journaling about those things is not only a very cheap therapy, it will help your mojo come back and stay around. The second thing I like to do is to just do something, anything, as small as it can be, just do. You have to show up for your mojo to come back to you. We all know the saying by Picasso that inspiration exists, but it has to find you working. If that great man worded that way, I think it says a lot. So it's as applicable to us as to anybody else. So we just have to show up, sit at your table and do anything, be it colorizing, doodling, putting some glue or gesso on paper, whatever. Do something. And well, it does work for me. If I start small, I will feel my mojo slowly being piqued and interested and come back to me, and then we can start talking again. And there I go again, being all crazy. That is why the A Layer a Day challenge is such a good fit, because in our daily routine, it can be very hard to find that little spark of inspiration or to have that little conversation with our mojo. And if it's just one layer that you need to put down, that's not too much of a stretch, right? It just takes 5 minutes. So it's a 5-minute conversation with your inspiration, and then you have the next 24 hours to have the rest of that conversation. And by the time you get back to it the next day, you might stretch it a little further and have a longer conversation. The third thing I like to do is to look at my Pinterest board for inspiration. Now, there's very little art from others because I want to stay clear of inspirational contamination. I want my mojo to stay my mojo. But I do have like these little triggers of inspiration, and that's texture, circles, obviously a lot of circles, certain color combos, and by just scrolling through that Pinterest board, it will just trigger me and make me want to go and create. So try to identify for you what those little triggers can be, and it can be anything. It doesn't even has to be on Pinterest. It can be from a magazine or an inspiration board or whatever works for you. Try to find those triggers and then create a board for yourself that you can look at when you need to start up that conversation again. Number 4, don't let your head take over. Our head has ways, many, many ways to talk us out of things. It also has ways to chase our mojo away. So be aware of that. Try to feel, try to stay in that feeling state of mind, because that's what art channeling is. It's a thing of feeling and emotions, it's not a thing of thinking. So don't overthink it. On the other hand, be aware of the words that you're using. If you keep saying, I'm not inspired, well, you won't be inspired because your mojo will be like, okay, I'm gone. So watch the words you're using to talk about your mojo and your inspiration, what you're saying to yourself and to others. And don't let your head take over. Did I say that already? There is a reason that the Nike advert, do it or just do it, is so powerful, because they know that if we start to overthink, we're just going to talk ourselves out of it. That is why it works. So we should apply that to our creativity too. Number 5 is redo something that you already did and that made you feel good. Go back to that place of sparkling creativity. It doesn't matter if it's a redo of an art journaling spread or a tag or a whatever, you're just doing this to get back in harmony with your mojo. So who cares that you're doing that again? And 9 times out of 10, when I work that way, when I get started, I will start the same way that I did it the previous time, but then all of a sudden it will take me somewhere completely else, because feelings will take over and I will be able again to create something of the now, something that I'm feeling now. So remind yourself, you're not doing this for the glory or for prosperity. You're just doing this to reconnect with your creative enthusiasm and to reconnect with your mojo. Those are the 5 main things that I like to do. But now I would like to hear from you. What are the little things and tips and tricks that you apply when your mojo walks away? Maybe it can help me have longer conversation with mine. So type it in the comment below so that we can start that conversation. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Don't forget to hit the like button if you like today's video. I will see you back here Saturday for a new A Layer a Day challenge. Monday for a new Journal a Monday to spark your mojo even more. Meanwhile, don't forget to put down a layer a day, butterfly kisses.